Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Victoria Sheehan. John Huddleston is on assignment. For months, the possibility of charter schools coming to Alabama has caused both support and opposition, and now Tuscaloosa County has taken action. More in tonight's top story. The Tuscaloosa County School Board passed a resolution tonight opposing charter schools, but one board member is in favor of charter schools. Joe Boatler says one of the lower performing schools in the system needs guidance like the charter schools could provide. He says the school he is most concerned with is Holt High School, where he says only 61% of the seniors graduate.
In light of the fact that we haven't provided any changes, I'm, a little bit hesitant to tell someone else that no, we don't need any of your changes. We need new ideas, we need a new focus, and we need to see things change.
If charter schools do become a reality in Alabama, the lowest performing schools would be under the control of a charter and would be required to meet certain requirements yearly or face being shut down. Continuing on your home team education watch, the Tuscaloosa County School System also discussed their search for a new chief school financial officer tonight. A presentation was made to the board by the Alabama Association of School Boards outlining how they could help the system find someone to fill the position vacated by Pat Connor, whose last day was today. Interim Superintendent Dan Butler says that the search for the new financial officer can continue even though the board has yet to fill the vacant superintendent position.
The board decided to employ Alabama Association of School Boards to do its search for them, but to start immediately. So therefore, it's the intent of the board to move on in the search regardless of when the new superintendent comes on board.
The search is continuing to fill that vacant spot for the superintendent position. The deadline for applicants to apply for the job is May 7th. Well, the University of Alabama Student Government Association has started an initiative to bring back something they say students often forget about, the Capstone Creed. WVUA's Courtney Highfield has more on what it means and who the special guests were who helped the SGA bring it all to life tonight.
The University of Alabama Student Government Association's Judicial Board is starting a movement to revive the Capstone Creed, which states, "As a member of the University of Alabama community, I will pursue knowledge, act with fairness, honesty, and respect, foster individual and civic responsibility, and strive for excellence."
We're like, well, let's get the Capstone Creed ingrained in the students' minds so that they can start to live by it and they can understand its values and why it's important.
Members say they hope this initiative will not only remind students of core values, but also remind them of the great opportunities they receive at the Capstone.
As a student in the University of Alabama, you agree to abide by the Capstone Creed, and there are certain values in the Capstone Creed that define us as students: honesty, integrity, individual responsibility, civic responsibility. And if you're a student, you're representing the university, and so you have a standard to uphold, and we need to make sure that our students uphold that standard, that they represent the university well.
I think coming onto campus, they understand the values that are behind the Capstone Creed, but I think in a sense we take advantage of Alabama and all the resources we have here, and it's something that you don't think about.
John Coyle and Nick Saban are also helping the Judicial Board spread the word by speaking to students about the importance of having character. Reporting in Tuscaloosa, Courtney Highfield, WVUA News.
The Judicial Board has also created a video they are showing at freshman convocation and around campus to promote the values of the Capstone Creed. Fears surrounding North Korea's plan to launch a long-range missile may have been put at ease because of the rocket's inability to launch. With the world watching and concerned about the rocket reaching Hawaii and other possible targets, South Korean, Japanese, and U.S. officials say that the rocket may have broken up shortly after leaving the launch pad while still in the Earth's atmosphere. North Korean officials say the rocket carried a weather satellite into space. A search is on for the debris in the waters off the Korean peninsula. Government officials will be meeting tomorrow to discuss any future plans of action. On your home team crime watch tonight, new charges may be on the way against Timothy Richards. He is the West Alabama inmate who officials say escaped and was captured in Ohio. Richards was in prison convicted of murder before he escaped. As we have reported, Richards could not be found at his assigned bunk and could not be located during an inmate count at the state cattle ranch in Hale County this weekend. Officials believe Richards had assistance en route to Ohio from an individual. Brian Corbett with the Alabama Department of Corrections says they will learn more about what happened when Richards gets back to Alabama.
Actually, he will be extradited back to Alabama. Once he gets back to Alabama and can actually be interviewed and interrogated, I'm sure we'll learn much more about the circumstances of the escape and how he got to Ohio.
Authorities say the case remains under investigation. Richards was sentenced to life in prison in February 2000 in Walker County. He had a parole hearing scheduled in May of 2013. Some local bars in Tuscaloosa are going interactive to promote safe driving with the Intuix Box. The Intuix Box is an interactive bar breathalyzer, and the company says it's on par with what local authorities use. WVUA's Travis Leader tells us why some bar owners are in favor of the blood alcohol tester.
You don't drive without a speedometer. Why would you drink without a breathalyzer? So all the technology is state-of-the-art breathalyzer technology, and it is actually created to stand up to a police station grade breathalyzer.
Bar owners seem to like the technology, which has the capabilities for a customer to call a cab when he or she is over the limit.
We pretty much want to foster an environment that patrons can come in and enjoy drinking, obviously, but we don't want to get them to the point where they don't feel comfortable or they're out of control.
And this isn't a typical electronic bar game. You guess what you will blow, but the results won't register on the leaderboard.
It does not record any high scores or print them out. And two, it actually cuts off at a level of 0.25. It will not register anything higher than that.
And with football fans flocking to T-Town this weekend, bar owners are saying it's the perfect time to unveil the new feature.
We definitely don't want anybody drinking and driving who's had too much, especially with Airdate coming up this weekend and football season hitting us in the fall.
And the device also promotes job safety.
Report responsibly.